Welcome back. In the previous class, we've discussed about separation techniques of mixture, where we see how mixtures are being separated. So today we're going to have a discussion on state of matter. In our previous understanding or in a junior school level, we've told that matter is anything that has mass, weight, and occupies space. But it is wrong for us to make use of mass and weight because those two words are not the same. For some people, intertwine those words. So today we're going to see definition on matter. Now, if I could ask you students how many states of matter we have, every one of you will start shouting, we have 3 states of matter. But this world, things has expanded, things has gone beyond that, and things has gone beyond the 3 states of matter. Things have gone beyond the 3 states of matter. We have up to 7 states of matter. But because of this course, at the course of this study, we're going to base on the 4 states of matter. What did I say? 4 state of matter. Now, before we go to the first state of matter, let's define matter. Okay, let's define matter. What is matter? Who can define matter for us? Definition of matter. Remember, we'll talk about the state of the matter, about the forms of matter. I told you we have a solid, liquid, gas, and the plasma. So who can define matter? Okay, without wasting much time, say matter is anything that possess mass, mass and occupy space. That possess mass and occupy space. Or we can say matter is any substance that has mass and occupy space. It has mass and occupy space. Now, matter exists in 4 physical states. Matter exists in 4 physical states. These physical states, we're going to discuss them. We have the solid, we have the liquid, we have the gas, and we have the plasma state. Matter has mass and occupies space. Note, matter has mass and occupy space. And these are the states or the stage of matter. Now, look at this diagram carefully. Now we have the solid state. Follow me the way I explained it. Now we have the solid state. Now in the solid state can change to the liquid state. Now, changing of the solid state to liquid state is known as the melting. From the liquid state, when it is solid, change to liquid is known as melting. Now, from liquid state to a gaseous state is known as what? Vaporization. Now, for a gas to a plasma is known as ionization. Now, all this reaction can be reversible. Now, when I have convert my gas to plasma through ionization, now my plasma here can be converted back to my gas through deionization. What do I call it? Deionization. Now my gas can be converted back to my liquid through condensation. And my liquid can be converted to my solid through freezing. Now, remember when we talk about discussing the topic on separation techniques, I told you that some liquid that can be converted can change directly into gas without going through the liquid state. Now look at what we have here. Now from solid here to gaseous state is known as what? The sublimation. The solid state to the gaseous state is known as the sublimation. Now from the gaseous state. Now from the gaseous state down to the solid state is known as deposition. It's known as what? Deposition. So these are the stages that the state of a of matter, the state of matter. So now I'm going to draw more or lay more emphasis. I'm going to put more stress on this plasma. So let's take them one after the other. So at the course of the study, I will try to give you the characteristics of a solid, and also the characteristics of a liquid, gas, and also the plasma. Now when we talk about the solid state, the solid state. Now these tiny particles in solid are packed very closely. Underline this word, observe this word, are packed very closely together. Hence they cannot move about. They cannot move about. So solid are packed closely. Solid are packed closely. They cannot move together. The molecules of solid, the particles of a solid, they are closely packed together. Now the presence of forces of attraction among the tiny particles of solid make them the presence of what? The presence of what? Force. The presence of force. The presence of force. The presence of force. Force of attraction. Force of attraction. The presence of force of attraction among the tiny particle of what? A solid made them to be very what? Very close, very closely packed together. See, these are the words that you need to put emphasis, and allowing only vibration among them instead of moving about. That is, when their molecules are closely packed together, they are not allowed to move freely. As a result of that, they vibrate at a fixed point. They vibrate at what? A fixed point. So assuming I have a container and the molecules here, so let me just have this little diagram of a solid. Look at a solid, their molecules are tightly packed together. Molecules are tightly packed together. So these are molecules or particles of a solid. Particle of a solid, they are tightly packed together. The molecules are not allowed, the particles are not allowed to move. They are held strongly by a strong force known as covalent force. They are held tightly together by a strong force known as covalent force. And let's talk about the characteristics of solid. Now remember earlier on I told you, as I'm talking about them, I also draw out their characteristics. Now when we talk about the characteristics of a solid, I was telling you, as I'm teaching, you closely look at the underlined word. Now let's draw out the characteristics. Now one of the characteristics of a solid, their particles are closely packed together. Their particles their particles. Their particles. Okay, hold on. Their particles. Their particles are what? Closely packed together. The particles are closely packed together. Now we can also talk about their characteristics as they take the shape the shape uh okay no we talk about taking the shape of the container. We talk about liquid. Now there are one characteristic. Talk about they vibrate at a fixed point. Thank you. They vibrate at a